Kenya. No other country on earth can offer the visitor as much to see and do. Within the borders of a single country, you will find savannas rich with big game, timeless cultures unchanged by the modern world, pristine beaches and coral reef, equatorial forests and mighty snow-capped mountains, searing deserts and cool highland retreats, and endless opportunities for adventure, discovery, relaxation, more than you'd ever expect. Careful planning and proactive leadership have maximized the tourism potential as Kenya continually outfaces its East African neighbors. A solid infrastructure coupled with a devotion to wildlife conservation has propelled Kenya to the forefront of the regional tourism industry.
Kenya's tourism has grown in terms of international arrival by 15%, but an overall arrival of 8%. In terms of receipts is $1 billion. There's exchange rate of 2010 December, $1 billion. We're expecting to have another growth of 20% by the end of 2012. That brings an overall increase of almost 12 to 13% on total arrivals.
The Executive Council is UNWTO's governing body. It meets twice a year and is composed of members elected by the General Assembly in a ratio of 1 for every 5 full members. Kenya won the bid to host the 90th session of the UNWTO Executive Council during the last meeting held last year in Kish Island, Iran. Kenya, which currently holds the post of the first vice chairman of the UNWTO Executive Council, hosted the meeting for the first time in the east and southern regions and was held at the prestigious Serena Beach Hotel and Spa.
And on behalf of Kenyan government and my staff, I want to say welcome to Kenya, enjoy your stay. If there's anything we can do extra, we are ready to stretch ourselves to do it for you.
This was indeed a high-profile meeting, which will definitely boost the country's rankings among other meetings, incentive travel, conferences and exhibitions, MICE destinations.
It is indeed a great idea that the UNWTO meetings and sessions are not only held in one place, but the organization gives members an opportunity to see different places as we deliberate on serious issues on global tourism.
This is where the first wave of human beings traveled and experienced the first wave of traveling and filling the world with human beings of all colors, all breeds, and all kinds. This is where, not 400 years ago, Minister, not 4,000 years ago, but 40,000 years ago, your ancestors, my ancestors, and everybody's ancestors came out of East Africa and went and inhabited the entire world. This is where we all started.
The UNWTO member states expressed their support for organizations' activities aimed at positioning tourism higher in the global political and economic agenda.
We would like to see much more engagement in terms of the signing of the Golden Book. I do not think the signing of the Golden Book alone is enough. I think it's important that as states sign that particular book, we urge them to put more money into tourism. We urge them to put more budgetary allocation to marketing of tourism so that there's real actual benefit, real actual output of the signing of the Golden Book.
Chaired by the Minister of Tourism of Italy, Michela Brambilla, The 31 council members representing UNWTO's food membership worldwide welcomed the Global Leaders for Tourism campaign, which, together with the World Travel and Tourism Council, is promoting the socio-economic importance of tourism to heads of state and governments around the world.
I have seen tourism change in its aspect. Now the tourist has a few days for moving themselves. Maybe they spread their holiday, their vacation on several periods of the year. They concentrate in long weekend, 5-6 days, and therefore, which are the indication of tour operators that suggest them at first. Secondly, which are the locations that are easy to be reached, hopefully with directly.
Ms. Brambila stressed her support for UNWTO's efforts to improve tourism communications to the wider public and underscored mainstreaming tourism through awareness raising as an ongoing challenge. On the state of international tourism, the Executive Council UNWTO Secretary General Taleb Rifai confirmed that while recovery in international tourism is underway, significant challenges remain. UNWTO expects international arrivals to grow by 4% in 2011, slightly above the long-term average.
We have presented to the Executive Council an important document called the White Paper. It is a vision of where UNWTO must go in 10 years. It talks both about mission and structure. So restructuring is not just about people and personnel, it's about redefining the mission of the organization. And this is stemming from two very important developments. One, tourism has become much more relevant and important to people's life than it was when this organization was created. Number two is we have more members now and more priorities that we have to structure and lay out to carry out our mission.
The Council furthermore welcomed the UNWTO study, Tourism Towards 2030, which will provide forecasts for international tourism up to 2030, updating the existing long-term study. The UNWTO Executive Council also endorsed the progress of the UNWTO Working Group on the Protection of Tourist Consumers, which is focusing on the harmonization of issues directly linked with the rights and obligations of tourists and stakeholders. Firmly believing that tourism development can bring meaningful and lasting benefits to the peoples of the East African Community countries, the Ministers for Tourism of Kenya, Burundi, Tanzania and Uganda, in the presence of the UNWTO Secretary General Dr. Taleb Rifai, made a declaration.
Through the East African Protocol and the treaties, there is clauses on arbitrations. I don't think it's UNWTO responsibility, but as a UN body for tourism, they are here to help to facilitate the dialogue. When it comes to arbitration, so far we have not reached in the point of arbitration. We are actually beginning dialoguing, and we have serious issues, but also we don't need to be blinded with the challenges while the opportunities are greater, and that is what we have discussed. We have given commitment as Kenya that we will facilitate training and capacity building of our East African brothers through the Utali College. In fact, I'm working on a scheme to even support them in terms of scholarships so that we can be able to build capacity. When East African countries are also successful in tourism, Kenya benefits on a bigger picture.
Over the duration of the meeting, the delegates got to sample some of Kenya's best-kept secrets, starting with dinner at the Tamarind Dhow cruise. World-renowned for the breathtaking spectacle of the greatest wildlife show on earth, the awe-inspiring annual migration of the wildebeest, the Mara is Kenya's most visited protected area. Technically an extension of Tanzania's renowned Serengeti National Park, the Mara constitutes only 4% of the entire Serengeti ecosystem, but its rolling grasslands, meandering rivers and towering escarpments offer one of the world's most rewarding and evocative wildlife arenas. The 91st and 92nd sessions of the Executive Council will take place in the Republic of Korea immediately prior and following the 19th UNWTO General Assembly.